A claps.
Hey chickadees, it's me Keisha and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Real Housewives of Orange County season 18 episode 7 review. Want to remind you guys that I'm going on vacation this upcoming week, so I'll be gone from Friday until Tuesday after the holiday, so don't expect any reviews from me until that Wednesday or Thursday, which would be like, what's that, the 5th or the 6th or something like that. So I will be vlogging my entire trip to Miami. So I can't wait to show you guys all the fun things I'm going to do. But let's get into this week's recap. So we pick up where we left off with Emily, Shannon, Gina, and Heather out at their lady house, having a little girls weekend. And they're sitting down and they're having breakfast, and Emily tells Shannon that the lawsuit from John Jansen made it look like she was lying about her relationship with him, because you know she's always said that she's paid for everything. And Gina and Heather was like, well, we believe you. We know that you were actually paying for everything. And then Emily co-signs it. And Shannon says that, you know, she has receipts of everything. And then she even gave an example of a vacation that they went on that she paid $10,000 for. And she said that she thought that the facelift was like a way of him paying her back for everything that she'd done for him. She said that it wasn't no IOU, it wasn't a loan or anything like that. It was a gift. And I believe it, because if she was paying for everything, why would she need you to pay for her a facelift? Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. No, I just don't see it. I really honestly don't. And it seems to me like he's doing this because he needs money. He needs money to keep up this facade and image to Alexis that he got money when he really honestly don't. So Shannon begins to cry and thanks the ladies for being there for her. She was like, this is the most support that she has had from, you know, a group of women. And, you know, they just rally around her. And I do think that Shannon is trying. I really do. But I just think that the drinking needs to stop. It needs to just 1000% stop cold turkey, because she does have an issue with drinking. She needs to let it go. But she's not ready yet. She's not there yet. She hasn't hit that rock bottom point yet. So over in the Rocky Mountains or wherever Tamara and them are at, they're sitting down and they discuss Jen and her ex-husband Will. And she says that, you know, he's dating a friend of hers. Not only was the lady a friend of hers, but she was their interior decorator. Child. This man said, you don't want to be with me? Okay. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. She says at first she was mad. She cussed the girl out. But then she said she had to realize that, you know, this is somebody that I know really cared about my family, my children, and she let it go and let it be. They've been together for 3 years, and apparently he's supposed to be the most happiest he's ever been with this new chick. And she feels like if that's the case, then why can't we co-parent? Like, why won't you let me in so we can build this co-parenting relationship? But obviously they still like really don't communicate unless they absolutely have to. That's what I'm assuming. So Tamara asks, you know, has she like seen him on social media? She was like, no, he has me blocked. And she was like, well, he ain't got me blocked. So she went on his page and showed her a video of him and the friend Lauren and the kids, and they're having a great time. And it made her emotional. And she says that she got emotional because she's seeing him being happy and effervescent with her, and he could never be like that with her. You know what I'm saying? So it does hurt. Even though she's over him or whatever, it does still hurt. So I get where Jen is coming from. I just wish that Jen would stop telling her business to Tamara. Like, girl, didn't you learn anything from last season? You know she's going to weaponize everything that you say against you. And as we saw, if you didn't see, the mid-season trailer came out. And the rest of this season, Jen and Tamara are going to be going at it over her relationship with Ryan and everything. So good luck with that. Emily and Gina play pickleball on the property and they play a little game, and then Gina stops and was like, I want to talk to you because I know you was really upset with me last night. And they get to talking about everything that was said and everything that happened, and they get into it. And Emily says that Gina let Heather manipulate her. She said, you're so far up her ass. And I was like, well, tell us how you really feel, my guy. So Gina was like, and you're up Tamara's ass. I don't want to see you be the grand. It's like y'all both competing to see who could be the of them all or whatever. And Emily was like, I've been, aggressive since the day you met me. And Gina was like, well, maybe that's something that we need to work on. Just because you've been like that don't mean that that's okay for you to be like that. You know what I'm saying? And they even did a flashback of when she called Jen stupid at the dinner that they had. And that was really up for her to just be like, you are stupid. You know what I'm saying? Even though she is dingy, but the same could be said about you and that little stump of a man you over there married to that wouldn't even help you take your bags to the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just mean and rude, and it was aggressive, and it was just mean spirited. So I agree with Emily on the fact that Gina need to check herself, because everybody ain't gonna just sit up there and let you talk to them no any kind of way. So Emily was like, Heather is like, get on your knees, and you're like, okay, Heather. Gina at that point storms off and was like, you know what? It is what it is. Everybody mad at me. You mad at me. She mad at me. That boyfriend of hers is mad at her. So she gets frustrated. She storms off. She's emotional. She can't get in the house. And Emily goes after her, and they both start crying and hugging, and they still kind of going at it. And Shannon and Heather are inside overhearing all of this. They eventually go outside, and, everything comes around full circle. But I don't know if things are exactly patched up for real. I don't know where this friendship is heading. Obviously, Emily still has a lot of jealousy regarding Heather. I don't even think if Gina was close to Heather, she would still have this problem with Heather. It's like she wants to be accepted by Heather, but then again, it's like she loathes Heather because Heather's everything she isn't. And not in a bad way. I'm just saying that, Heather is all coquettish and very type A and very put together and restrained and, classy and whereas Emily is big and brawn. She gives Braun Strowman vibes if you watch WWE, and, she like to chug beers and burp, and, she's just that type of girl. And she has weight issues that she feels like she's fat, and she feels like Heather thinks she's fat, and all of this crazy stuff that she's concocted in her head. And once again, I feel like she needs to deal with that, because I don't know what this thing is with her and Heather, but it's like, girl, get it together, please, because it's kind of weird. Everybody's preparing to leave to head back to the OC in each house. And Jen and Tamara sit down, and Jen tells Tamara that she's happy that they're in a good place. I'm like, girl, you are so gullible. And she says, I know what you're doing with Shannon, but maybe you need to come at it a different way, basically. Maybe you shouldn't be so hard. And Tamara says that, I feel like she needs tough love. And she was like, it's okay to be hard, but have a conversation with love at the end of the day. Because if you're saying that y'all are best friends and all of this, then be there for her. Be there for her. She's going through enough. So Tamara was like, I'll think about it. So as they're getting ready to leave, Alexis gets a phone call from Johnny Bravo. And we hear her on the phone like, what? No. See, we're done. We're taking the gloves off. I'm sick of this. So she get off the phone, and she crying, and she all hysterical, spazzing out, talking about they taking off the gloves now. And they was like, what happened? And she was like, Shannon did something else. Now, at this point, Shannon has been served and everything. And she told the girls that, he's demanding, no, she hadn't told them yet, but basically he was demanding that she pay him back the 75K or get on a payment plan, and she's refusing to do that. So I don't understand why Alexis is all up in an uproar with her panties all up her ass. This got something to do with her. Now, if you gonna call anybody stupid, it's Alexis, because let's remember and keep this in your mind that they've only been dating at this point like 3 months, if that. And she's this invested in what this man got going on. And Alexis was like, we have the footage of what happened that night on the ring cam. Shannon is such a piece of shit. I feel like I'm going to throw up and this, that, and the third. And it's like, are you smoking bath salts? Like, I wish somebody would be like, girl, you are doing the most behind a man you barely have known for 5 seconds. Like, if you don't get somewhere and sit down, Jesus jugs, because you look stupid. So everybody's back in the OC, and Tamara goes to visit Gina. She tells her that Alexis talks a lot. And I told y'all, oh baby, Tam is gearing up for next season because she is going to take Alexis down. She cannot stand that chick. She is absolutely unequivocally tolerating her so she can get as much juice out of her to use it against her like she does everybody else in her life. So Gina talks to Tamara about Shannon and says that, she did have a drink while they were, on out of town, and Tamara rolls her eyes. And she says that she herself had a drinking problem because Tamara was like, when you went through your DUI, you didn't have a drinking problem. And she was like, I didn't think that way in the beginning, but then I realized that I did. And she was like, it takes people at their own time and pace to make that realization for themselves. And obviously she's not there yet. And she was like, you need to be a friend to her. Y'all best friends, you're the closest persons to her, like be there for her. So once again, Tamara tells her that she feels like Shannon needs tough love. So Katie and Emily are out, and she tells Emily that Alexis and John plan to release the ring cam footage of that night. And allegedly, it's footage of Shannon almost hitting his daughter with her car. Is that bad? Absolutely 100%. Does it make the situation even worse? Not to me, because it's all bad. It's all bad. Now, if it's more to that, then okay. But just that's not enough for me to be like crucifying her, because the worst of the worst happened. You know what I'm saying? She almost busted to somebody's car. She almost hit this man's daughter. You know what I'm saying? Why was she outside in the first place at the middle of the night? What was going on? But anywho, unless she was saying racial slurs or anti-Semitic stuff or homophobic stuff, I don't know, beating his ass, I don't know what more could make it worse, So Emily is looking like, why are they doing all of this? And she even says, if they're supposed to be so happy together, why won't they leave Shannon the fuck alone? And that's what we all want to know. And I wish that she would use her brawn to ask Alexis this. Confront Alexis on that, because like, girl, what are you doing? You look absolutely ridiculous. And I hope he play you like he did her. So, Tamara and Shannon have a sit down, one-on-one, and right off the rip, Tamara getting smart and tries to flip it and say that Shannon is the one that's getting smart and getting loud with her intent. It was the total opposite. It was like, what? So they going back and forth, and she even says to Shannon that she thought that Shannon would be the one to reach out to her first. Why? Like, why would she reach out to you? You the one that quit the band. You the one that's been talking Cash Money shit about her on every podcast, vlog, news outlet that you can. Like, what? Tamara, girl would have threw a drink in her face. So Shannon looking at her like, okay. So Shannon says that yes, she still does have a 2-drink minimum, and she doesn't feel like she has a problem. Do I agree with that? Absolutely not. So Tamara was like, well, why did you sneak and have a drink when we were on tour? And she was like, I did that one time. If you had to sneak, it means to me that you felt shame about what you were doing because you know that people would judge you. So Shannon says, you know, I've seen you in compromising positions. And Tamara says, have I drove my car into a house? Shannon gets really upset and walks away from the table and was like, you know, in the bathroom with one of the producers saying how much of a bitch she is and this is what she do. And Tamara at the table, is she coming back? I mean, what is she doing? Like, what's happening here? Like, see, you know, Shannon is able to pull herself together. And I appreciate the fact that she went and took a breath instead of exploding or crying or just flat out leaving. She came back, calmed herself down, and she brings up how Tamara is backing Alexis, which is some fake and fugazi ass shit because at the end of the day, bitch, I know you don't even really like her for real. So Shannon says that she made a settlement offer that day to John and he denied it. He said that he wants the $70K or she needs to get on a payment plan. She starts to cry and Tamara was like, really? And she was like, yes. She was like, and I refuse to pay this man anything because I don't owe him any money. So at this point, Tamara softens and was like, you know, I'm so sorry you're going through all of this. I get it. We both went through a lawsuit with Alexis' ex-husband. You know, that took a lot out of us. She gets it. She invites Shannon and Vicky to a party that she's having. And they hug it out. And she was like, Shannon, I really do love you. And Shannon was like, I love you too. And I'm like, girl, that lady don't bit more love you. A person that love you wouldn't do you like that, okay? Girl, y'all are television frenemies. That's what y'all are. That's what Tamara is with every woman in her life. And man, outside of her husband. It seemed like he the only person she respect. She don't even respect her own kids. That's why her daughter don't fuck with her. But I'm going to give this week's episode of OC, I'm going to give it an A. It was a really good episode. The rest of the season, like, it's going to be fantastic. So many twists and turns. I'm excited. You guys, let me know what you guys thought about this week's episode. Let's talk about it. Make sure to thumbs up this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.